Hello, everyone. Since I'm playing some really super futuristic science fiction cyberpunk game, I thought I might take a moment to show off another high tech game for DOS, which is a little older. This game is Metropolis. I don't know if there's any direct influence from the famous movie Metropolis, you know, that silent film, that German silent film from like the 1920s about the guy who falls in love with the robot that he creates. Um, but I think there's probably some indirect influence here at least, although I don't really see much commonality between the game and the film. Anyway, what's the game about? Well, it's an interesting game. So you can see the game files here have a date of 1999, but that's not when the game is from. I think the game's about 10 years older than that. I think the 1999 is probably when I got the game, or actually, I think I probably got it a little bit after that. So it's probably when somebody just happened to package these files for distribution. But yeah, the game was already rather outdated at that time, which just goes to show that there's no game that's too old for me to play. So yeah, the game, as you can see, is considerably less than 1 megabyte. Actually, it's the two disks are obviously made to fit in low-density floppy disks. So you have a game that fits on two low-density 360K floppy disks, or it could have fit in one high-density 720K floppy disk. Or is it 740? I don't know exactly. 700 and something K floppy disk. That's not even high density. I mean, a really high density floppy has 1.44 megabytes. We're used to thinking of floppy disks in terms of being 1.44 megabytes, but this game is from a time when a disk was 300 and some kilobytes. So these are really small disks. But what's special about this game is a game this small has full speech synthesis. And I'm not kidding. You'll hear it in just a second. I didn't say it was good speech synthesis, so don't get your expectations too high. But let's go ahead and take a look here at this README file. So yeah, Metropolis, the ICD original from Mastertronic it's from 1987. So this game is 32 years old. That's nice. So yeah, I don't know exactly what this person mock did. MOK, I guess they've modified the game somehow to run under DOS, even though it is a DOS game. I don't know. And then yeah, you can say shut up to quit back to DOS, apparently. Anyway, let's just go ahead and run the game. Or I guess we can run, instead of running metropol.com, we can run start, yeah, which runs it with a parameter of 10. I think that should be fine. Let's go ahead and just hit start. So, Arcadia Metropolis, copyright Mastertronic 1987. Metropolis, the ICND original. Ice Cream and Donuts 19... Is that the name of a company? Post Mastertronic, written by oh, okay, hold on. This version is for 256K 100% PC compatibles, especially the Tandy 1000. The price of food at Millie's is subject to change. Play Enterprise at the Astro Arcade. Okay. Eat plasma burgers at Millie's. From the land of color to the land of... Oh, I see. Color with an American spelling. This is so I guess from the UK to America. It meant last year. The next step more of the same. Okay, let's go ahead and press any key to continue. Wow. So yeah, that's the speech synthesis in the game. You really wouldn't know what they were saying if it didn't have the speech bubbles to translate. So whenever you want to read the news, you press the down arrow. See on the right side those 9 squares? When the bottom center square is flashing like that, that means there's a news item you can read, and you can read it by pressing... You can read news by pressing down arrow. Okay, so there's been a robbery at the ICND building. It just so happens that that's what we're here for, that it is our job to figure out, to solve this robbery. So let's go ahead and do that. So that robot walked into this city transport tunnel here, so let's press the up arrow to go into the tunnel. Now, I don't quite know how... I think this is supposed to be kind of like a... I don't know where that robot is following me. It's kind of going back and forth along with my motion, but I think this is supposed to look kind of like a subway, but it's not really... It's not a subway in the sense of a train system. It's more like a subway. It's more like just an underground passage. So, yeah, so we need to follow this robot. He went up here. And then, see how that that square again is flashing on the right side? There are a lot of news reports in this game. They're constant and they get pretty annoying. You don't have to listen to them, but if you don't, after a while the game complains at you and says, you missed a report. Like that. It just said you missed a report. So let's see what this report is. What? Okay. Yeah, the news is sometimes pretty nonsensical. There is sort of an overarching plot to this game, but it's kind of hard to figure out what it is sometimes. And what is that a weather map there on that picture on the left side of that screen there? Anyway, oh, the robot went down here. Yeah, he went down here when we need to follow him this way. Okay. Oh, I think he went up here. There we go. Okay. I wonder if there's some inspiration from Space Quest 3 here. Actually, no, Space Quest 3 came after this game, so I wonder if Space Quest 3 was partly inspired by this game, the idea of programmers working at a computer game company within the game itself. Let's check the news report that's happening up there. There we go. So now we start seeing the plot showing up a little bit, or at least the plot for this first level of the game. There's some reports of an attack on the city, or in the city, but one of the TV news channels is handling the story strangely. We'll hear more about that as time goes by. Anyway, let's go ahead and go into this build. So this robot's task is done, and he's led us to this building, so we need to go inside here. So let's go inside, and there's this big stack of soft drink cans here, which I guess the programmers have been piling up, as programmers are so wont to do. Oh, there's another news report. How exciting. There's like a feud between two news stations. One's accusing the other of making up a news story about a terrorist attack. So yeah, the controls for this game are fairly simple, as you can see. I mean, you move left and right with the left and right arrow keys, and then it's up to go through a door, and it's down to listen to the news of all things. You cannot save your game or load your game in this. So if you're going to play this, I would probably suggest you play this in DOSBox down, which lets you use save states, because otherwise you'd have to play through the whole game all at once, which is kind of ridiculous. The manual mentions that there are save game and load game commands in the Amiga and Atari ST versions of the game. There were Atari and Atari ST and Amiga versions of this game planned, but they were never released. So yeah, so it kind of sucks. You have to play through the whole game all at once, or lose all your progress because you can't save. There's another news report. Okay, so the news networks own a lot of the a lot of what's going on. You can turn off the speech synthesis, which I'm tempted to do, but I mean it's kind of it's one of the big selling points of the game. It's one of the big appealing points of the game is that ridiculous speech synthesis. I'm going to leave it on, and if it gets annoying, I hope it doesn't get annoying. But if it gets annoying, then my apologies. It's like that's like the one reason that you're supposed to play this game, I think. Okay, this is bad. So an atomic war has broken out in the southern sector of the city. We need to hurry. I can't talk too long because the city will be destroyed if we don't escape soon. So. Okay, so our MUM code or MUM code is the year of American independence, and if you don't know what that when that was, you can ask when was American independence. It helps if you can spell it correctly, which I apparently can't. Independence. Okay, 1776, which is in fact true and correct. So. Oh, I'm stuck in a conversation with this guy. If you get stuck in a conversation with a robot, press 5 on your numeric keypad, and that cancels the conversation. Let's see. So I need to go. So he recommended that I go to. Yeah, so he told me what's been going on. So there's a master tape that's been stolen, and we need to solve the mystery of the stolen master tape. So let's see. What's this news report? Okay, so it's like there's a conspiracy going on there. There's a Southern War, meaning there's an atomic war that broke out in the southern part of the city, and apparently neither of the news networks are covering it. So that's bad news. Anyway, so that guy at ICND suggested that we go and check out our game playing skills at the arcade. Now, the original manual for the game contains a list of major locations in the game and what levels you can find them on. So if you look in the manual for the game, you'll see that the arcade is located at level 6 Bushnell. So we're here at level 6 Bushnell. And so this is the arcade. Let's quickly check this news report. Oh dear, flights are being impacted now by the war. Let's see what we can do here. So this is the arcade. Okay, so that's basically the only thing you can do here. You cannot actually play these games. If you try to say something like play Enterprise, I have no idea. They don't seem to understand. So you can't actually play the games here. The only thing you can do here is get that clue that you should get a plasma burger from Millie's Burger Joint. Now, where's Millie's Burger Joint? Again, you'd have to check in the manual, and then you would see it is at Bedfordbury level, which is level 15. And let's see what's happening in the news. Presumably, yeah. If there's a war going on in your city sector, you probably know about it. So yeah, 15 Bedfordbury, that's here. Here we can find that burger place. Right, so you can see at the top it says state your mum code and order food is in state your mum code and order. Food is in the tray next to you. So we need to state our mum code first, which is 1776. That was the year of American independence. And then what did the guy say? Oh, the arcade machine said we should get a plasma burger. So let's go ahead and get a plasma burger. Thanks. That's a good hint. And that is in fact true. That word bathysiderodromophobia, it actually does mean somebody who's afraid of going underground generally and on the subway in particular. So yeah, so it says that the main information computer is information on people like that. Let's quickly check the news. Okay, I think we still have some time, but we shouldn't dilly-dally too long. So yeah, so the main city computer with information on people is all the way over at lift number 1. So we need to go all the way to the left here, all the way to the left of this underground passage. Yeah, it's funny. It seems to me like this should be like a subway, but it has no trains. It's really just an underground passage where you go on foot to an elevator, and then you take the elevator to, or a lift, obviously, and then you take the lift to street level. So here we go. So we're at Sector 1, Main. So we go up here, and right, so let's go ahead and go into the information building. Oh, wait, first let's quickly check the news. Maybe the news companies made the war because it was profitable for business. It's profitable for journalism to have wars going on in the southern sector of the city. So let's go ahead and go into the information building. And, oh, there's another news report. Seems like TV1's behind that war. Okay. Yes, you can. Can you tell me, since this is the central information area, oh, no robots, no smoking, no Sims, and no programmers. I actually don't know what a sim is in the context of this game. I wonder if the manual... Hold on, let me check the manual quickly. Does the manual say what a sim is? Oh yeah, the manual has a kind of a glossary, and it does have an entry for sim. It says, all Sims are wanted by the police and are immediately destroyed. That's all it says, but it doesn't say what a sim is. Is that like a replicant from Blade Runner or something? I don't know. Anyway, okay. So since this is the central information area... Oh, hold on. There's a news report. Oh, this is big news. TV1's acknowledging the war now. So since this is the central information area, what we want to do, we want to find out who has bathysiderodromophobia. I wonder who was the first person who asked. Okay, so we're the second person to ask here today who has bathysiderodromophobia. And the only listing they have is for a Mr. Deeth, who is a robot who works for ICND. So, excuse me. I think we solved the mystery then. It must have been Mr. Deeth who stole the master tape. So that's it. That's basically all there is to solving the mystery on level 1 of Metropolis. So now we just need to go to the exit point. Let's check the news. Okay, so it's actually a war between the TV networks. This is bad news. We need to get out of here fast. So the two TV networks here are at war with each other. They've gotten engaged in a nuclear war with each other. We need to get out of this sector of the city ASAP. So to get out, you need to go all the way to the end, all the way to, I think it's sector 16. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it was number 16, and that's where they have the exit out of this. Yeah, 16, Oppenheimer. So let's go ahead and, yeah, here's Oppenheimer passageway, or passway. Alright, so here's how we finally win the game. You have to just say the name of the guilty person and your mum code. Let's check our last news report. Okay, this is getting bad. We need to escape. So let's go ahead and do this. So the guilty party is named Deeth, and then we need to finish off with our mum code. So it's again 1776. Thanks. Okay, so we're entering level 2. So they caught Mr. Deeth who stole the tape, but we still need to get that tape. And we come back to here. Storyline ICND has just finished its new game when someone steals the master tape. Since you work for the security division, you have to find the tape. The city has many locations and lots of suspects. You may talk to any of the other characters, although there is no telling what they will do. If there is more than one character on the screen, so if you're in conversation, we can use the left and right arrow keys to select which person you want to talk to. That's also in the manual, I think. During newscast, press the down button. Yeah, we already figured that out. All the responses are spoken in English through the speaker. The EGA version would not be here without the help of Randall Dawn Masteller. Thanks, Randall. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Randall. You made this wonderful speech synthesis possible. Really, this game wouldn't be what it is without that amazing speech synthesis. All right, let's go ahead and press any key to continue. That tape must have been pretty important. So basically the two TV companies basically created a nuclear war in level 1 of the city to get that tape. But it seems like they didn't get it, so the tape is still in the loose. Like I said, they caught the Deeth guy, or the Deeth robot, who stole the tape, but the tape is still to be found. Let's see, what does the news have to say? Indeed. All right, well, that was level 1 of Metropolis. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. If anybody's interested in seeing the rest of this game, I may continue this game at some point in the future, but for now I just wanted to show off the first level and how to play the game, basically, because this is actually a very interesting game. It's not exactly a dystopia. It's kind of somewhat dystopian, but it's actually it's not really very dark and it's not very dark and sinister. It's actually kind of a funny approach to the futuristic sort of quasi-dystopia. So, all right, let's read one last news report, and then I'll go ahead and sign off for now. Gosh, so after the theft of the tape, now there's been a robbery at the bank. All kinds of stuff going on here in the Metropolis. Metropolis. Okay, I will go ahead and leave it at that for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. I know I didn't have a lot of time to explain things because the game is kind of fast moving. You have to get out of the game before the whole city explodes in this nuclear war. The nuclear war with the television stations. But I hope this was interesting, and like I said, maybe I'll continue this in the future, but for now, I'll go ahead and sign off and say greetings from Metropolis to all of you great folks. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will talk to you later.